Welcome back, Country Homestead. In this video, we're going to be starting framing our back addition and putting a roof on it. We get it decked and get it felted. We don't get the tin on it on this weekend. Right here, you see us. We're pulling out the old side, and somebody remodeled that old house before we got it, and they put T111 on the outside, and they put that insulation board on the first, and then the T111 siding, and all they did was just screw it straight through the walls. They didn't worry about hitting studs or anything like that. So we are going to be removing all of that and re-siding the whole house as we go. And like that window there with that air conditioner, we're going to be taking that out, walling that up, and right where the ladder is, there's going to be a doorway coming out of the kitchen into that walk-in pantry, and then there's going to be a door on the far side you can't see yet. On the 2x4 studs that we're going to be using, and we cut all of them on our sawmill. Now there is going to be some 2x4s we use that's treated for the seal plates. We want treated lumber on the bottom that we bought. Of course, the deck is reclaimed lumber that we tore down, another deck and got all of it. So every bit of this wood is being either reclaimed or we have cut ourselves. And also all of the screws that we are using, we have reclaimed. We took them out of the deck, and we have took a bunch out of the house, and we just cleaned them up, saved them, and reuse them. Now we did go buy some decking for the roof. We're gonna deck the roof with OSB, and then we're gonna felt it, and then we're gonna put tin on top of it. And the reason why we're decking it and we're not just slatting it is because this tin's used. It's tin that we took off of the house before. So I don't want to miss any of the old holes. So we're just going to deck the whole roof, and then every hole that's in that tin, we're going to put a new screw in it. So we're, less likely to get leaks. As you can tell, we're taking off the top 1x that they have on there, and we're going to replace them with 2x6s so we can mount our ceiling joists to where them onto the wall, and our rafters will be mounted onto the top 2x6. We're going to place 2 of them treated 2x6s up there. 2 on top, 2 on bottom. screwing these 2x6s up there, we use 3.5-inch star-headed screws, number 10s, and we make sure the top one, we screw them into the truss system that's on the house, so they're screwed to the trusses, and the bottom ones we screw it directly through the metal wall of the house into the studs of the house. So they got good anchor points. We ain't got to worry about nothing moving. It's attached to the house. Here you'll see my brother-in-law got that flat spade, and he is taking the bark off of the rough cut lumber that we got there. That lumber, it turning out real good. We already got a few hours, we got several hours on that sawmill, and we turned out some good lumber. And on me, you see that I was down there and I'm laying out my sill plate and my top plate for my wall. And we built all of it on 16-inch centers. So we got them all marked out, and we're finna start laying our wall out. You'll see as I'm picking up the studs, I crown them as we're picking them up, so the bow, the rainbow part of it will be up. And most of them studs are pretty straight. There's not much bow to them. I mean, they're good stuff. And on the ends, we're gonna do. I've heard them called different things, but the last time I heard them was California corners, where you get one stud and put it on top of the other stud, make you a corner. So when you set your walls up, it gives you a nailer, but it also gives you a place where you do your wall on the inside, your drywall or siding or whatever you put on the inside, gives you a place to nail to. As you can see here, I kind of jumped the gun. I wanted to get the wall up, and I ain't even finished building it. So now we're going to have to move all that wood so we can lay the wall back down, and we'll put all our blocking in the wall, and then we'll put some angle brackets on it to keep it square. We'll square it up. The blocking, I seen a guy that he had built his, and he did pretty good. He left a lot of space. Used to, I'd make one center mark, and then I'd either go on top of the line or bottom of the line. And he pointed out that if you leave more space there, it's just easier to nail. And so that's what I did. I ended up leaving 6 inches from my 2 rows of blocking. So one was up top, one down low. It's easier to nail to. Here we start to build our second section of the wall. There's 3 sections altogether on that back end wall. We ended up building them in 10-foot sections because our treated lumber that we had on hand was 10 foot long. And I wanted to make sure that the very bottom board, your seal plate down there at the wall, was treated. All the floor is treated there, and we're going to deck the whole floor with hardy backer, and then we're going to put tile down. So the bottom boards are treated too. So it is a bathroom, so if we get water damage, it's a little better for the treated timber instead of being green. Here you'll see that we are screwing the 2 walls together where they join. That'd be a double 2x4, so we're screwing them together with 3.5-inch number 10 star-headed screws. And then, of course, once we put our top plate on, our top plate will overlap all of them, and you nail it together, so that also joins it together. And so it'll be pretty solid when we're done. And here we're laying out the 3rd wall section. Here on this 3rd wall section we're laying out, there's going to be a California corner on each end of it, because where that wall actually starts is where that's going to be in the walk-in pantry. So where them 2 walls are going to meet, there's going to be a corner board, so we can have our wall that will come out through the middle. And of course I'm not adding it right now, it'll be added later, but we're prepping that outer wall to mate with that new wall when we put it in later. you'll see here that I'm screwing the two walls together. You see the double 2x4s where I'm screwing them through them. And then that darker board that's on the edge, that is what I was talking about, the corner. That's where the wall is going to go across the room to join to the house. And I'm not going to put that wall up right now because, you know, we're not ready for that yet. And we're just kind of framing it up, squaring it up, making sure. We're going to start on that back wall there.